Welcome back, football fans. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we are going to be checking out why ultras are so important to football. I have been seeing this commented a lot in the comments down below, so we're going to check this out. This is something I've been wanting to know as well. I want to see some more of the back scene. I hope this is what this is about, behind the scene type stuff. Hopefully, I can get through this and post this without being copyrighted. If you guys haven't hit that like button, go ahead. If you like the video, like the video. And if you want to follow me on my journey watching football content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, let's get into it and see what we got here.
We see ultras all around the world.
Oh yeah, this is looking it. This is it.
They are clearly the beating heart of many football clubs.
Yo, that kid's getting into it. All right, this might get me a little blocked. This music might get me right here.
What is an ultra?
Oh no.
And what do they do? We've all grown used to scenes like this out of Italy and Germany. Scenes from this to this in the MLS. The glory of the Balkans, and all too often see them portrayed as criminals for moments like this.
Damn.
But what are ultras and what do they do?
Yes. All right, hope that's not copyrighted
Originally
music.
used by the Gazzetta dello Sport to describe a group of supporters in the 1960s, ultras, ultras are one of the most broadly defined subcultures in the world.
So the
However,
history of the name,
the term
got
was
it.
only appropriated by an actual fan group in 1969, with Sampdoria's Ultras Tito Cucciaroni and Torino's Ultras Granata. Since then, fans have appropriated the name. Given the global reach of the game, the term is far from clearly defined, and interpreted foreign styles of spectatorship and made their own, something between the South American Barras and Brazilian Torcidas and the British Hooligans. Thus, ultras
The British Hooligans.
were established, born to represent the distinct cultures and traditions from which they originated. Taking inspiration from the time of city-states, in which autonomous cities would defend their identity and their interests against others, ultras value the defense of their territory, which is a feeling that has its roots in the Middle Age. They are the most fanatic supporters of a team, representing a sort of 12th man.
They're using a boxing scene as for soccer.
There's like no feeling like that.
An ultra is constantly
Unless you're a player, I guess.
setting up for match days and social events during the week, attending training sessions and youth games, and showing up hours ahead of match day for any last-minute preparations. Away matches are especially important. It's where one proves their true commitment to the group.
We played in Bremen, and there was 20,000 people coming to that game, and 60,000 from St. Pauli.
And the opportunity to show off your pride in another territory. This comes in the form of choreography, flags, chants.
That looks just so cool.
Fanzines. The strongest expression of
fanzines,
are usually
magazines,
for anniversaries of the clubs, legendary players, the fan groups themselves, derbies, rivalry games, and finally, big cup matches.
Yeah.
Ultras have always been characterized by their rebellious nature. Unlike the British, who support largely rides on reacting to what's happening on the pitch, ultras make their own show, beyond the result.
That is so cool. We've seen that one. There's always a big organization behind this. Usually we start preparing our own. The club doesn't finance it. We use our own resources, both time and money-wise.
Drums,
Respect it, respect it.
megaphones, smoke bombs, the opportunity to freely express a collective
Dude, the
idea
artwork is amazing.
and a unity of devotion all contribute to this atmosphere. Whenever possible, ultras will march through a city in a corteo, making sure their presence is well known. The group mentality is essential to being an ultra.
Damn,
Rivalry and friendship are the most confusing and turbulent parts of ultras culture.
Friend or
Of course, there
foe?
are derbies between two teams of the same city or town, but the motivation behind
Derbies. Rivalries, is that the same thing?
friendships and distances between these relationships can be truly remarkable. Despite being rivals, Genoa and Sampdoria both have a friendship with Boca Juniors for their connection of immigrants establishing the club. Similar Zvezda's Delier, Olympiakos Gate 7, and Spartak Moscow's Fratria have a connection based on being the dominant team from three Orthodox nations. Just as ultras took inspiration from political protest, the actions of ultra groups have been influenced by political ideologies ranging from avowed nationalists to anti-fascists. For example, Celtic's Green Brigade, who forged international links and friendships with other anti-fascist ultra groups across Europe on political grounds, as can be seen with their friendship with German side St. Pauli. While on the contrary, Lazio's Irriducibili consider Livorno and Atalanta among their biggest rivals due to their political stance. Lazio's ultras consider themselves to be far-right, while Livorno and Atalanta fans are left-wing. In recent decades,
I don't know if left and right is the same for US and overseas, where liberals are left in the US and conservatives, more conservative views are right. Is that the same over there as well, or is it flip-flopped? I'm not sure.
Decades, the culture has become a focal point for the movement against the commercialization of sports and football in particular. Big TV contracts have left stadiums empty, ticket prices are on the rise, and players seem to live in a different reality.
Why would big TV contracts leave the stadiums empty? Why wouldn't people come watch even though they're... Is it because everybody's watching on TV?
When loyalty is lost and the chance of signing for a higher wage bill wins over the chance of acquiring legendary status amongst a group of fans. To ultras, football at the highest level often feels like a sanitized product, built more for those in the main stand and in commercial suites than for the most devoted fans behind the goal. Simultaneously, authorities continue to innovate new forms of repression against fans.
Getting into the stadium in Hungary, at least here at Fredali, requires an ID, a club card, which contains date of birth, one's mother's maiden name, email address, and addresses, and also
Bans
your
on
palm
pyro,
print.
megaphones and drums, bans on standing room and away travel have had little to no impact of instances on stadium violence. Today, maneuvering the minefield of stadium laws has become a nightmare. These laws have been introduced under the guise of reducing instances of violence at football, but have largely had the adverse effect of killing the atmosphere at many grounds. The fringe elements of these groups, who seek out physical confrontation, continue to operate, as security forces hopelessly seek to curb it through football-specific legislation.
Ooh.
This has left fans feeling criminalized, suspicious that states and corresponding football federations would rather see them banished from the game. Whatever your club or political affiliation, the breadth of ultras culture around the world is a testament to this beautiful game. At times, this passion can escalate into violence, but this is not an ultras problem, but a societal one. An ultras group's existence revolves around intense, coordinated support for their team through vibrant displays during matches, making noise on the terraces, and highlighting, publicizing, and furthering issues affecting their local territory and in solidarity with other supporter communities. In Egypt, the ultras of Al Ahly and Zamalek have largely been credited for their pivotal role in the uprising of the Egyptian revolution. These are
Damn.
just a small number of the incredible initiatives regularly organized by nearly every ultras group in the world. Like all groups, ultras are hard to stereotype and even harder to define. But one thing is for sure, they are not all criminals, and when it comes to football, they remind us of a purer game.
Well, I mean, there's got to be different levels, right? I mean, you got to have like the extreme, extreme side, and then the very less extreme, which is just a fan, right? So I'm assuming that there's levels and variations.
One in which you go out and support your team regardless of the names on the back of the shirt, turning friends into family and being proud of where you
Those
come
are cool.
from.
That's cool. That is cool. Yeah, I get a little bit more in depth. I do want to see some like a documentary of someone following an ultra group or something, you know what I mean? If anybody knows which one that would be that I could watch, that would be like that. A little more in depth, maybe even following one specific group or something like that. But this does give you an idea of more of what happens with these groups and their identities and stuff like that. So actually really freaking cool. And seeing that it is more in depth with like religion and political climate and stuff like that, and how much they can affect different things is crazy to me, and actually really freaking cool at the same time. So if you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you know something else you want me to watch, go ahead and leave it down below. And if you like this content, you might like one of these videos over here, go check them out, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.